So Miro.
This is Keramikos, brate.
Keramikos
Powered by Swampers.
Kind of the same.
TCO.
Presented by Swampers. Represent.
But I'm a little bit warm now, but for the sake of the show, I have to wear it, of course. Put also the
Okay,
hoodie.
everybody saw it. You can, we can cut
take it off. Yeah.
We can cut and then everybody.
Yeah, maybe somebody gonna watch from the middle, so we need to keep it all the way. I don't know how is our
maybe.
guys who are cutting
So
the things.
we have to put the thumbnail
Yes,
only
yes.
Swamper. Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
How's Euro hoops, brate? Euro beer.
Euro hoops, Euro beer.
You're not giving a good example to the kids. Like me also, because I all my life.
It's a stereotype that, and I like that we start like this. It's a stereotype that, you know, basketball players are,
It is. They should be
Clean.
something clean or
Somehow.
yeah. I mean, stereotypes are really something that I hate, to be honest, from other people who never played professional sports. So I would say I'm fighting against it all my life.
I agree.
So if they see me with the one beer and they immediately assume that I'm the guy who never drinks and what are you doing with the beer?
First of all,
What
how
are you doing?
can someone assume that?
How someone can assume anything about you from
True.
based on what he saw on TV or somewhere, read somewhere. It's
Bouncing a basketball or wearing a jersey
yeah.
that you're
The
getting
biggest
paid for.
stereotype is you don't care, you bounce ball twice a day and you take millions. This
Yes.
is so
Yes.
simplifying what we do
Yes.
big time.
Yes. Because nobody sees afterwards.
Or
The
before.
cameras is yes, yes. The camera is only there, when you play, when you
Yeah.
wear the jersey, when you touch the
Yeah,
ball.
and I think people, especially now in this era of media and everything is so accessible, they have this feeling of, I don't know in English how is this word, but they're close to you. Just because they watch
Yes.
you on
Yes.
TV and they have a right on you or your time when they see you in public or whatever. We are sitting now in a bar and drinking beer, or we're not drinking beer, it's just standing there, it doesn't matter. They think we grew up together.
Exactly. Just because you are familiar to them,
Doesn't mean it's
somehow they
vice
think it
versa.
goes
Yeah.
both ways. But as
I
they
had
feel-
not many bad situations, but one really bad. A couple of years ago, I was at one, let's call it panigiri,
Okay.
in one village, and a guy, pulled the gun, just because I didn't want to take a photo with him, but it was too loud. I didn't hear what he's saying, and he was really aggressive, like hitting me or hugging me. Imagine this. This is the worst what
Okay.
can happen, But
That's a bit extreme.
this is really
The village was in Serbia?
In Bosnia.
In Bosnia,
Serbian part of Bosnia,
yes. Serbian part of Bosnia. Bosnian part of Serbia.
western part, most western Serbia.
Okay. What did you see?
I love these signs, and it says helping ugly people have sex since 1862.
Yeah.
So I was trying to imagine how it's helping people to have sex. Who is drinking beer?
Back in 1862?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So 20 years as a pro.
21, I would say, yeah.
21.
21, because, okay, if we count the time when I start getting money for or being paid for doing what I do, it's even more. But let's say professional, when we say,
When
I
you
think we're
start-
with the senior team, I guess, right?
Yes.
So it's the first time when I was 16, right?
For me, I'm counting for example, I turned pro when I was 16 and I started practicing with the senior team and playing.
Exactly,
But
yeah, same.
I didn't really get my first games
Yeah.
till I was 19. So I don't really count the first 3
But
years.
did you have, for example, like we did, I count that time because we also played senior competition, but in a second division. That's why I'm counting. And also practicing
Yeah.
with the senior team, with the A team, but we had serious minutes with it was
second
a
division
normal
is
second division with a senior, guys. So we are
Second
kids
division,
playing
same
with grown-up men. So I think it's being professional very much, having 2 practices per day.
It is.
Bouncing ball.
Yes, yes.
Two times per day, not practicing.
Not practicing.
So 21 year now, yeah.
21
I never
years.
thought it's gonna be like this. To be honest, I only wanted to play until I was 30, and if that.
That's what I was gonna ask.
And something happened, I found my love for basketball again. Imagine in China, and I decided to continue. People gonna think I found love in having money in China, but
Yes.
that's not true. I'm really talking about the love of basketball and playing basketball as it should be. I mean, the organization and everything we talked many times, it's not something that anybody would like, but the basketball that I played in my personal experience with this was that it gave me back the love for basketball.
We have to distinguish between the two. The game is one thing, and then being a professional basketball player is completely different.
Yeah, very good. That's a very good point, because
and most things are not inside the basketball court.
Yes, exactly. That's, again, people who watch basketball and who think they are close to us, they don't see. This is the essence and what we need to distinguish, like you said, and I think since I became professional, this 20-something years ago, I rarely had a chance to play in a meaning of the word play. Like you said, there is a game and there is being professional and everything around the team. So this is what happened in China. Actually, I had a chance, I had an amazing coach who gave me a chance to do what I should do and what I could do always, and this is why I felt so fulfilled with the game I played. That doesn't mean if I was in another team, for example, some EuroLeague team, that I should take the ball and go dribble or whatever, or the China is the place where you can do that. But if you feel you can do that and you have support from someone who understands what your game is, then it can be really, really nice. And that's why this happened to me, this, again, love for the game. And, I put aside all the bad stuff that, of course, in China and everywhere else with organization and, all these things. Maybe there is one place in the world where the organization is top. This is NBA, of course. And also there is bad things are happening because people are people everywhere in the world. So they're good, they're bad. And it's just interesting. You traveled also, so you know how it is being outside of your own country and playing somewhere and trying to get along with people.
I know, but of course, I haven't been in your level to see how.
This is my level of traveling, you mean? Of adventure, you mean?
Level of adventures and extreme sports and all that. No, but for example, someone would think, he's. How this notion for basketball players that they choose to, and I listen about this and everybody says that mostly about Americans because they are the ones that go to China and, it's easy money and they don't want the pressure of Europe and EuroLeague because they're soft or because they don't want to play competitive basketball or all. But what most people don't understand is that, first of all, and I'm saying again, I haven't been at your level because there were times in your career that you played 12 months all around with national team and in EuroLeague level, in top level. And I know how it's not really anxiety, but the pressure of, performances is at the top. And then you go to the Serbian national team and it's different, but again, you have
no pressure at all.
No pressure at all. Everyone was using
just
Serbia.
Everything else than a goal is, doesn't count.
But some people don't understand that we started playing basketball. We loved playing basketball when we were kids.
For the sake of the game,
and you wanna go back to that feeling, and if that means you're also getting paid millions of dollars or euros, you're gonna get that chance because you want that feeling back, especially because there is a burnout to a lot of players after some seasons.
Yeah, of course, because you do that and the expectations
are
so high that I wouldn't say players are softer. Okay, maybe
no,
somebody
I don't
will
agree.
say
I don't
agree too, but I think the pressure is just more because of everything. Everything is faster. Expectations of how you should look because media is present, I think, the most in the history of sports.
Yes.
In any way. The pressure because of this, of course, pressure of performance, including China, because they expect you to come there and score. If they set a scale for a big guy to be 25 points and 10 rebounds every game, let me see someone in these conditions to do that. It's not easy, you know. Nothing is really easy. We just make it look easy.
Yeah.
All of us, on all the levels, I would say.
Exactly. And they don't care, for example, in China, from what you told me and from what other players told me, they don't really care about, you know, or winning or for this player exactly to help the team win with other stuff. It's like you said, if you are set to score 25 points and have 10 rebounds and 5 assists, you have to get this no matter what. Basketball doesn't matter. You have to get the numbers.
That happened to me, unfortunately, my first year, when nobody, of course, told me this in this way. I had to find out in a harder way that I was trying to make everybody play, you know, to hold the team, to be involved. And of course, this is what I like to play and how I feel good in basketball. But then they said, why did you pass the ball to some guy down? Okay, allegedly, he couldn't really grab the ball or something, but you know, other guys could and they could score, but they didn't want this. Like you said, they wanted from me some amount of, you know, points or whatever. And it doesn't matter if you're going to win or lose. This is what they call us import. Like we are imported goods. And it's interesting.
Like in the customs.
In the customs, so yes. You can say something.
Like recently you have experience.
Amazing experiences. And then I'm finding myself in customs in the airport and I'm thinking, it's not the first time, of course. In Greece, yes, but in Serbia, I'm a lot of times at the customs. And I'm finding myself looking at all these warehouses. I said, born to be, how they call them, a customs forwarder, made to play basketball, forced to play basketball. Obviously, I'm in the wrong profession. I was in the wrong field, yeah. All the time I was doing something. That's just because I like to do things by myself and I like to be involved in life, not to be just pay someone to do something for me or not pay or just say, hey, can you go to customs to pick something up for me?
When did Miro start having this view of life that, you know, I have to get involved with pretty much everything and not let other people do that?
Probably at the beginning when I came from, I come from a small city pretty close to Belgrade. I grew up there since I was 13, 14, and then I moved to Belgrade, of course, to play basketball and go to school. And I think it started then, when you had to do all the things by yourself. And you would agree, if you see 13 or 14-year-old guy now, what would you say? Is he capable of, you know, getting in normal life or doing everything? But back in the days, it was normal, let's say. And then you start learning, you know, how to live by your own, and you want to do something, even, okay, you're a kid and you're, let's say, nobody. So you had to do it. You had to pay the bill, you know. Okay, your mom and dad could do it, but they're in a different city, for example, and maybe they don't have time to go or whatever, and you want to do it by yourself. And then you start a little bit. Then after some time, you go outside of your own country. Then you start doing this also outside of your country in different languages, in different systems, you know, because something that you know from Greece or Serbia is not the same. For example, like I had a situation in the customs. Oh, you're missing one paper. Okay, we have this in Serbia, of course, when you come there and they say, where's this paper? I didn't know, of course, because European Union, etc. But imagine doing this in China. Okay, I didn't do customs, but I got along, I was doing, you know. And when somebody don't speak a language, or for example, when you need to read Greek to give authorization on a website of a government, or but it's all doable. It's doable. So a lot of times they say, yes. They think they made it much easier, but sometimes really they didn't. Because me as a foreigner, somebody who don't speak Greek and don't read Greek that well, I would like to have a person to ask him to guide me through some steps, you know. But anyway, okay, this is the system, but imagine doing this in China or somewhere where people don't have any connection with English language or Western culture or something. So this is all a lot of times I'm coming back to this, that I only wanted when my first club outside of Serbia was Efes. So I liked Constantinople, I liked everything, how it looked. I said, okay, I could stay here for whole my career until 30, that's what my plan was.
30 years always.
And, stay only in one spot, be close to home, not for the sake of the home, but okay, somebody can come, etc. Happened completely different that in my life. Every season, I changed the team, I saw all the continents, and I'm really grateful for that because it really made me who I am now and what I'm capable of. You drop me anywhere in the world, first of all, I have somebody, I have friends who I can call, and if I can call, I know how to, go. This is the experience of life, I would say, is maybe not more valuable than any school. I wouldn't go that far, but it's very valuable to have this. It's not a street university, how they say, because
but it's
I wasn't,
experiences and what you went through and not staying in the bubble of.
Yeah, especially because, as we said, I was trying to do things by myself. Mm-hmm. Okay, I would ask for help from somebody from a team in Milan, of course, but most of the things first I tried to do by myself. And then in the process, like I did again a couple of days ago, I learned many new Greek words that I'm never going to use in my life. Yeah. Telonio and but I had to. And this is the beauty of, living outside and going out of your whatever your comfort zone. If you have comfort zone, everybody has, of course.
Everybody has.
You go out of it and you do something and you're really satisfied what you did. In the basketball too, like you go to China, you see, okay, good money, everything, they expect something from you and you overachieve. Mm-hmm. Imagine this feeling, how you are proud of yourself and you survived something with zero conditions
and basically, if you can live in China, you can live anywhere.
That's what I said, yes. If you can live in China, because it's very different, you can live everywhere else. Because everywhere else, somebody from our part of the world, they were colonizing or they were whatever. Yeah. They're connected with the language, with the culture a little bit. With China, zero things.
And the Western influence is a lot bigger than somewhere else, but in China is
not
almost zero.
Almost zero.
Okay, so you had this when you went to. You had this before when you left really young, and then when you went to Turkey. And for example, at 22, MVP of the league, top scorer, top rebounder in Serbia, and then you go to Efes.
Yeah.
You said you wanted to stay there your whole career. I thought about this because my favorite players, they stayed in one team their whole careers. And have changed so many teams that I can hardly remember all of them. And I've always wanted to stay in one. But of course, it's professional sport. You have to be professional and they kick you out of teams. You want to change because you don't like it and all that. When you left from Serbia to Turkey, and you went to Turkey, and then you said, okay, I want to stay here my whole life. After you left, did anything change? Did you see it with a different view? Like, okay, maybe I'm not gonna stay in one team and then I'm gonna start traveling, or did this change throughout the career?
A really interesting question, yes, and right on the point, because this was exactly my thinking or overthinking, because obviously after I didn't have luck with some injury, not to go into that, and I didn't play most of the season. They brought another player, etc., etc. Mm-hmm. After, like in basketball, happens, of course, basketball guides you. You cannot choose, but you are thinking. Then I went to Alba because I wanted to finish season somewhere playing. After that, they changed the coach. Coach didn't want me in Efes. I still had a contract. Again, one other, loan. And this basketball starts guiding you and, okay, you like it because you're seeing new places and you start having a different opinion of this. But eventually, very fast, actually you get tired of moving, and I say I don't want to live anymore in a suitcase. I want to leave my stuff. One time when I finish the season, I want to leave all my stuff in an apartment, and then to come next season in this apartment too. Never happened in my life. Also in China, because I stayed in China 3 years in the same team. But as we said, organization was very different. So you didn't have your own apartment. You're changing hotels, cities, blah blah blah. So it was even worse than changing the teams in Europe. Actually, yeah. And you're never home. Okay, I played also in Partizan and in Red Star, but this is just you're gonna go somewhere else again, because when I played in Partizan, it wasn't that great of the situation. Let's say it was okay, good experience and everything, but you knew you're gonna go somewhere. So again, you live in your own country, but you need to live somewhere.
You're a nomad, and soon you're gonna start moving and.
But also at one point, especially when I went to China, and this kind of life is really get to you, not in a bad way, but you start feeling bad when you're in one spot. It's very, very strange feeling, and especially people in China have, because I talk to other players and other guys who live in China. You hate it when you're there, not most of the time, but it's really hard. Then you go back to wherever you are from, something else, and you say, I miss this.
China.
Because I think this is the feeling, being somewhere where we would say oriental, okay, and exotic in a way and you're getting along this life where somewhere that it's hard to get along, You want to live your life normally like we are in Greece or Serbia, but we order in beer. We cannot order in 1 second, here, give me IPA or whatever. It's explanation, how, hands, legs,
everything complicated.
But this is somehow, I miss the word in English now, but it's enchanting in a way, this adventure, okay, at least for me.
Yeah.
Because I was a professional basketball player on a high level, but at the same time, I'm a normal person I'm a little bit of a wanderlust, all the time.
Yeah.
So this sense and this urge to have an adventure also was at one point very big. So it wasn't only for me that I wanted to change the teams because of my wanderlust, but it happened like this, and my career was also because of some other things that you cannot, of course, manage, like injuries, the coaches or whatever. You can perform, but some coach will not like you for any reason, your haircut or your whatever.
You already know coaches can change as well. We already experienced this too many times in Marousi together.
Yes.
Have you felt in another team that I can end my career here? Has it been a team that you can say, okay, I can see myself?
No, unfortunately, no. Yeah, at least the thing I was looking for, and this family feeling. How the teams can be very nice, but rarely, I think, in the people careers it happened. To have, especially with the people who we don't have any big expectations, just people to be normal and to be friendly to you, and to this communication and the relationship to be, like we are in the same house. Human beings and everything, yeah. I didn't see this before, to be honest. Especially before, I thought it would be Marousi when I came, but it turned out, of course, it's again, completely opposite and different from what I expected. But I learned in China also that I mentioned in China 75 times, you take the subject somewhere else. But in China, it is. For me, it was a really big experience, where I changed as a person very much. And I said in China, I came out with the one sentence that the expectations fucked up the world. Because we are, getting annoyed with that we cannot have a beer or coffee in a 1 second like we used to in Greece or Serbia, but this is only our expectations. This guy behind the bar, he don't give a fuck because he's one out of 1.5 billion people, and you are just some foreigner who came who don't speak his language. You think he's not speaking English, but he's not obligated to speak English in his country. So the expectations are the things that are fucking us up, and of course you need to have some expectations in order to push you forward and to do things, but deep inside of you, if you're calm that things are not going to go your way always, it's a way better, especially for basketball. So this season, last season, whatever I expected Marousi to be.
I can't even count the times that I was expecting something and then I was saying, why did I do that? And why did I think?
I think it's in human nature to
have hope.
By default, we are dreamers, of course.
Yeah.
But we actually, in life, we need to be practical and pragmatical, in order to not get damaged all the time, I guess.
Yes. Don't get slapped in the face every time. My worst experience, not really experience, it wasn't the whole experience the worst. Of course, it was my personal experience as a player and maybe as a human being, because of the way I was treated by a certain individual. It was in Panathinaikos. Everything was great except this one person who shall remain nameless, and it kind of ruined my season. And I was only 23 at the time, and it was a great lesson for me that, wow, that's how it is. And it's not because the teammates were perfect, the team was winning, everything was great, everybody was happy, and I was kind of feeling like kind of lonely and kind of not lonely because it's not the right, but I was feeling out of the
group of the people. I understand. I don't have also the word now for this in English, but
and they were there for me. My teammates were there for me, and they were talking me through it. I wasn't mature enough to listen to them as much as I wanted to. But it was the experience that changed my whole view, and I was like, okay, I want to do this in basketball from now on. I want to have fun. I want to play. I don't care where I am. I just, I'm not gonna go for the most money. I'm not gonna go. Maybe I regret that now a little bit, but I'm just gonna be, whoever I want to be under these circumstances.
Yeah, but this is always the story. Like they advise you, the people who finish careers before, no, take the money. It's only that counts. Blah blah blah. So this is one side of the story. The other side of the story is this: what you tried, and at least something I think I tried to do. I never went only for money. I was trying to, go somewhere where I'm going to be happy, and that the environment I'm going to be is going to treat me with respect, first of all, as a human being, and then. But okay, this is, as you said, a great lesson. And the bad thing is then, especially when you're young, you start to ask yourself, are you doing the right thing? Trying to evaluate yourself in maybe not in a good way. Doubting yourself and everything, but okay, you're a smart guy, and it turned out, I think, good for you.
I think so.
Because you had fun after this. Maybe if you went for most money.
Not all the time.
Not all the time, because you cannot control it. Because we are not in a control as we think, or at least as we would like to be, especially in sports. Showing my situation in Marousi, for example, that you think, you came not based of nothing to respect based of your name. I don't think about myself very high, and this was also a problem in my career. But, you come, you give heart to the people, and, they don't give you nothing back, just shit. And, but this is also expectation, and this is for their shame, not for mine. But of course, in one point you start doubting you. Did I do something wrong? Did I, offended someone? Of course, if you're a normal person, like I know you are. But imagine this, okay, if you think like this, 37, how did you do in 23, like you said?
don't think I've ever said it. Maybe I've said it to my brother and some of my friends, but that year I really thought about stop playing basketball because I was miserable. And was there a turning point in your career that, or it was
I was just stubborn.
planned out?
I was just stubborn.
You would just stop. You were just
I was
stubborn.
stubborn.
Okay.
Yeah, since I was kid. I didn't like basketball that much since I was kid, to be honest. I started playing because my brother was
God
playing.
made you 213.
Yes. He made me to play basketball, and I want to go be customs broker. Yeah, and also this was big part of continuing, of course, because God gave me this, and of course, what I'm going to do is sit in a bank with 213, and but yeah, I wouldn't say I was like a big time. How we call this guy, sportsman? The guy who is only in this. I like to think that I have a soul of an artist, and it's very hard to express in basketball in this way. How to say, because it's a game of rules. You can express yourself in a body with emotion, with the move, and it's very nice, of course. But you cannot express your soul that much.
True.
Make sense?
Yes.
Makes sense, mate.
Yes. Makes sense, mate.
And I don't know. Maybe I'm talking too much.
Oh my God, you're so bad.
But I'm always speaking out of my heart. So this is how it looked, and there was no turning point actually, but there was many points that I wanted to stop playing since I was a kid, and especially in teenager years when
let's get to that a little bit.
Yeah.
Because of course, again, because I'm talking with the players, growing up playing for PAOK, we had tons of Serbians. The rules were different back then because we couldn't have the amount of Americans we have now. So I was talking to them and they were telling me about the teenage years they had. Milos Teodosic was telling me about his teenage years, and Vladas Stepanovic, and a lot of my teammates. How hard was it, the teenage practice years in Serbia? Because I've heard, they told me a lot of stories.
Yeah, I think there was no single team or single system that they were nice to kids in the teenage years, because teenagers, you don't know shit, you think you know everything.
Yeah.
Hormones, everything, but there need to be, this is what I always say now, coaches, discipline, very hard discipline, of course, but coaches first needs to be teachers.
Yeah.
In a certain type of teacher who is for kids of this age. And because it's easier for them to create authority in a different way, like in a hard discipline, yelling, cursing at you, everything. But it showed in many other systems that it's possible to be, and not for players to be soft after this, because they thought for sure in their defense, I think they didn't have enough of a vision that they know that it can be done in a different way. Many systems show that after being nice to the kids in the teenage years, and after, of course, to the players, they become very successful teams. France, Spain, whatever. I'm not mentioning Americans, they're pretty special because, of course, over there it's
different.
It's very different. I'm talking about our neighbors here in Europe. It was very hard, especially, when they're, I think they were abusing this. They know that kids are lost a little bit in their minds, and because they see kid like a bag of money, of course, and they are abusing everything. And at least in the system where I was, but I know it was pretty much the same in other systems. So
that was a prototype for. In Greece, it wasn't like this. In my years, it wasn't that strict, but that was the follow that every Balkan country had. For example, we had it, Serbia had it, and then I guess everybody around, they had these disciplinary actions where it's more like military and less than being a game, actually.
Yeah, no game, zero game.
Zero game.
Zero
It was
games since we were kids. To be honest, I didn't feel any game because there was always this pressure to perform, to be first, to be best, to be. Maybe we will never know, of course, how it would be if it was different, but maybe that's what pushes to be also good.
Yeah.
But what are the costs?
Yeah.
That you never had a game, that you at certain moments hated basketball, that you wanted to stop, that, basketball should be really, and it is really amazing sport. I really like it as a game and everything, but they make it, of course, because it is a job with a lot of money, and then it becomes something else. But it shouldn't be like this when you're a kid. I'm pretty sure, especially because I see now from this distance, the kid who I was 15 years, like I said, teenagers, of course they think they know everything, but they don't know shit. You're just really like a small kid, like a person who don't know nothing about the life. And you are forced to be in something or some circumstances that they're not for the kids. Okay, it pushes you to be more harsh, to be more ready for normal life, but this shouldn't be like this. There's a bunch of 7 billion examples in the world that maybe it shouldn't be like this. They can make it and be a normal person and normal athletes and normal everything. I'm not saying we are not normal, just inside, I think our souls are a little bit
damaged.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Do you like how basketball is evolving now?
No, they're going to say I'm old school, of course, because
I know we have our differences about the three-pointers and all that, but...
No, of course, it should evolve, like everything evolved. Okay, before 40, 50 years, it looked like they played Panagiri, it's a little bit. It shouldn't be like this, but I think it shouldn't be also like all the players should be the same, because the game was beautiful also because of that. Everybody could play, all the sizes of the players. And you had distinguished like a point guard and a center. And the game, at least for me, it was beautiful because of diversity and the difference of the players. Now everybody's the same, can be center with no skills, zero nothing knowledge, just go crash the board, grab the rebound, and if somebody passes you one time the ball, you score 2 points, bravo, get millions. This is stupid, right? This is not a game. For me, game should be game. Game should be fake, to make a joke out of someone, not in a bad way, of course, to humiliate him, but to make a fake and then again one fake and then score.
Yeah.
Even though you could score, just go dunk over someone. Okay, this is also
just play with him a little bit.
Play, but this is at the end and at the beginning. I think this is the game, really the game that okay, it's paid a lot, but you should treat it also and have fun doing it. Not to have fun, okay, we're using English now to communicate, but having fun in their world is something, different, and having fun in our world, but I need to use it like this, to have a good time, doing it, not to be always in a system, do this, and go, just score for the sake of scoring. You shouldn't joke, of course, it's a serious, like we said, responsibility to win, to prove something.
Having fun doesn't mean you don't work hard, or you don't want to achieve a goal, or you don't take something seriously. Having fun is not doing something to humor it or to
humiliate someone or
the sport. Having fun is you give 100% because you have fun doing it and you want to win, because as I've said countless times, you cannot do this job if you're not seekingly competitive.
Yes.
Because I want to beat you, not because I have something against you. I want to beat you for me.
Of course.
I want to be the first. I'm playing board games. I want to win.
This is what I say about kids now. Everybody get a medal. Why the fuck everybody should get a medal for competing?
Yeah.
Okay, then the point is not only winning.
Exactly.
But okay, there is something, the reward if you win, of course.
Yeah.
And everybody is not the same. So, okay.
And it's okay if you try, and to a different subject now, it's okay if you try and not win
Of course, it's okay.
Because that's how you learn. That's how you learn to get better. That's how you learn to also accept failure, because failure is a part of life. We get better because we fail.
And then many players on a high level, really high level, like maybe Kobe or something, they have these quotes, or Jordan, I don't know. He didn't get better because he scored this game time shots, but he learned more from the ones he missed.
Yes.
And I don't like, because I'm not this, as I said, sportsman and athlete, I don't admire that much these guys, but they are really on a they were on a high level, and of course, highest level. So of course, whatever they say, how they did it is really valuable.
That's true. I want you to stay, I don't want to ask you as strictly a basketball player, but of course it plays a role, because the rhythm and the life is different, and as we said, you're from one place to another. You don't have a base, so you cannot even have all your stuff in one place. But how you get prepared the most when you have this kind of life, and when you don't know what's ahead, and you don't know where you're gonna be, and
You have a good wife. This is the most important thing. It sounds like a joke, but it's not.
That's true.
A good wife. It sounds, again, in English, very rude or very simplified, but it's not. Yeah, if you have a normal person next to you, and the person who trusts you and who loves you, this is very easy. But just to reply on how all the stuff, it's not in one place. It seems yesterday when I packed that all my stuff from all my life was in this place. This is how many stuff we had. Yeah, you don't prepare. I mean, of course, you get along if you're, again, with the person who was your choice and you was the choice of this person, and you trust each other, and then everything is very easy. To be honest, I thought it's going to be different, but it's very easy. For me, it was very easy. I hope it's going to be also for you.
Yeah, I think...
Because I know you both now, okay, and everything, it seems like you're very similar to my wife and me, and, you just go along, and your advantage is that you're from Greece, so you don't have to go anywhere.
Yes.
Like this far, like I'm going, and... But okay, everything... with the good planning, and really it sounds like used quote 1 million times, but with communication it's way easier.
I think that's a correct way to view it. I think communication is the most important thing, and then you have to be open to certain things, because this lifestyle, of course, you're gonna pick a person and she's gonna pick you. And this lifestyle is what you both chose and you're ready for it. But, sometimes things change, and
it is hard, I know, where you're getting stuff change when you don't have control over it. We told it at the beginning, of course, it's not under your control, but the choices after that, they are yours. Yeah. After the thing change, like you said, maybe you're not gonna go for most money, but you're gonna go where is it good for your baby and your wife and a family life, which is completely okay, because this world, I think, is trying to make you, or trying to make all of us, just grabbing the money, just going for, and this is like, okay, even if you step over someone's dead body, For me, this is not okay. It never was. So I would rather choose to be a bad basketball player than to make a success like this. To be honest, this is for me, because success for me, it is my family now and who I stayed as a person through this process. Because I know for sure that I was true to myself and true to the others and honest to the others. But I know for sure also that others, they were not that toward me.
Yeah.
And I forgive them, really, I forgive them, but in my world, this is not okay. I know I'm not some guy but who looks through pink glasses, but I know how the world is, but that doesn't mean that I need to be also like the world dictating.
Yeah. I know sometimes we have the views for the past are kind of blurry and we think it was better and now it's worse, or it depends how everyone's point of view is. But especially now with social media and everything, where it's crazy, it seems like what you said, like stepping over someone, is more than ever.
More than ever, and more than ever, okay.
Me, I know it's to you the same.
More than ever, it's okay. Nobody mentioned, because that this means in today's dictionary that you hustle. Hustle is not that, man.
That's true.
Hustle is hustle, but not until one point where if you're gonna hurt someone, even if you're gonna hurt his feelings in a bad way, it's not okay, for me at least. For sure, I know I hurt somebody's feelings, non-intentionally, but of course, you know what I'm saying, like really hurt someone.
Yeah.
To fuck him up just for sake of your own success.
Have you gotten affected by social media or the press in any time in your career? Because I know
of course I did, yeah, because they were filming me, trying to take photos, making up stories, but really bad one stories. Like I was with some prostitute or whatever, you know, in Serbia. These kind of girls. I mean, everybody has it in every country. It's not only in Serbia, of course. But completely made out story. Completely made out story where I was with a girlfriend at the time, and imagine when she read something like this in a paper. So you get affected, of course. You get affected. Then somebody pull out some picture from 10 years ago, me having a beer, and then I played in a Red Star, I don't know, and they say, he don't give a fuck about basketball or something. This is, you know, and the people, of course, they are biting it because people are. It exists. This exists because people wants to see it. They want to be lied like this, very badly, very, you know. It's not even hidden, nothing.
Because that's what's in the spotlight. They haven't seen anything else.
Exactly.
Or maybe they don't care about anything else.
They don't care because this is the buru, and this is the this is what people like. They don't like to see if you did some charity work, or how many books you read, or what school you have, or this conversation we are having now. Maybe it's going to be boring for them because we're not talking about who drives what car or how much money they have in a contract, or you understand? It's very shallow or small-minded thinking, mostly, not everyone, but.
And imagine that. I mean, I know you told me, but it was a lot of years ago. Imagine now you're 22, back in Serbia, and social media is going crazy because you are Miro Raduljica from back then, but you're now. And how affected all these kids that are 22, 23, because basketball players 22, they're still kids.
They are.
How affected they might be, and it might be even a joke, and it might be.
Take it for granted, like it's the final truth in their life.
How the world
because I know.
views me.
Because I see comments from also our teammates and other guys from Serbia and other people who are not athletes said, how do you know? For example, I post some picture and they say, you are somewhere. Said, how did you know no, but you posted a picture. Said, okay, this picture could be taken 7 years ago. Okay, and it's 7 if you see that I'm older or younger, but it's not necessarily, how they call it, real time, live.
It's not live.
RT,
It's not live.
But that means only they take everything for granted. That's on this media.
Nothing's filtered anymore, and
should be filming everything. I mean, I don't know. I was always they suggested me to film my life and to post some things, to be, more present. And to be honest, I tried, but I wasn't really. I never, to put this. Let's go game day. I wasn't. And also the other guys, my friends, they pushed me to film my normal life.
I love posting sold out.
Yes, I know.
Never
But,
happens. Never happens.
Never happens, but I don't
Or it
think also
happens
people,
once.
you do it for yourself, of course, but
Yeah.
they don't understand sarcasm, irony. But anyway, for me, it's, I don't know, I never wanted to post my private life so much, especially in the era of everybody seeing it.
Yeah.
Okay, before 20 years, I had a Facebook, and if you post something, you were really cool, you know, or a Twitter or something. But nowadays,
Or MySpace.
oh, even MySpace. They pulled some picture from MySpace, but they made joke of me, you know, I had pictures with sunglasses or something, 2000, whatever, 5, you know. It's not even like a cringe photo, it's normal photo, but
Normal
what
photo
one
from back.
teenage guy who would do, you know, like some pose kind of, and they made fun of me. I said, okay, at least I had MySpace, but I was alternative.
I would love to see your hair back then.
Oh, but it was like full. I didn't have this. I don't know how you call this. It wasn't
Yeah,
this.
no, me too. Me neither, but okay.
It was interesting.
Okay. Thank you for this.
Thank you for this conversation. Of course, asking me, and we had asking me to have this
know we
conversation
talked
in
about
front of
this,
cameras. We talked many times about this. It's always
many
a
times.
pleasure.
We
And,
hardly ever talked about basketball these 2
Yes.
seasons, 1 season and a half.
1 season and a half for someone. And when we talked usually about the bad things in our own team, but unfortunately, but it's okay. For me, if I never talk about basketball, it's fine, especially with a fine guy like you who knows how to speak and what to speak and how to say, and who is really honest in what he does and what he speaks, which is today, you would agree, it's a very rare.
Yeah, it is.
Because if we can be true with someone who is speaking about basketball, and he would be true, and we try to direct the subject in another way, but it always comes back. Which is very boring, at least for me.
It is.
So thank you for this conversation, and thank you for every other conversation that we had, and it's a privilege meeting you and hanging out with you and Natalie also, and this is it.
Thank you. Bravo.